Science A, Unit 2, Lesson 4. Super short lesson. This is calling non-void methods. Void methods do not have a return. They don't return any kind of value. Non-void methods are going to return something. Methods can return one thing. Now, could it be more than one thing? Only if it's a list. But we're going to take a look at these. The objective here is to call non-static, non-void methods with or without parameters. Non-void methods return a value that is the same type as the return type in the signature. And remember, the signature is essentially your method declaration. So to use the return value when calling a non-void method, it must be stored in a variable or used as part of an expression. Let's take a look. Consider the following methods which appear in the same class. Scroll it down here a little bit. We have public int function, int I, int j, return int I plus j. So it's going to take two values passed as a parameter and it's going to add them. Then it's going to return that value, which is going to be an int. Int function 2 takes two integers and subtracts I from j and returns the difference. So if located in a method in the same class, what will the values of x be after the lines of code are executed? Let's do a couple of them together, and then you'll pause the video and try the last few. Int x, you're going to declare a variable as of type x, and then you're going to call function 2 and pass it 4, 5. So what's going to happen is the program will pause here, and it's going to go to function 2. It's going to pass it 4, 5. 5 minus 4 is 1. So it's going to return, okay, it's going to return the value 1. So what happens? Let's do this in blue. Comes over here and it returns 1. And then you have plus, and function 1 gets passed 1, 3. Here's function 1. It gets passed 1 and 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. So it returns 4. And what happens? Well, you get 1 plus 4 is 5. Let's do the next one. Okay. Int x equals function 1, 4, 5. So here's 4, 5. And you're going to add them together, so it's going to pass back 9 plus function 2, 1, 3. 1, 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. So it's going to pass back 2. And what's going to happen? You're going to wind up with 11. Try these last 3. Just pause the video for a moment and try those last 3. Make sure you know what's happening. Okay. Now you're back. Let's check your answers. Did you do okay? Now be careful, because notice 2, 3, and 4 call function 1 first and function 2 second. You flip that around, whoopsie daisy, and you're calling function 2 first. Make sure you go to the right function. I color-coded them here just in case. All right, if you're having trouble, let me know. But otherwise, this should be a fairly easy lesson. Things that you want to remember: what is returned in the return statement must match what is indicated to be returned in the method header. I can't return a double if I'm saying that I'm returning an int. I can't return an int if it says I'm supposed to return a string. The return statement must always be the last line of code that is executed. And I say that is executed because you could have an if statement. And if one thing happens, you return this, else return that. In which case you might have 2 returns, but understand that it will be the last executed line in the method. Now, you can put the following in a void method. before we saw where we just hit return. You can do return void, or you can just say return and a semicolon. So if you're not returning anything, you can say void just to confirm nothing's being passed back, or just the word return. And that is your quickie 5-minute lesson 4.